If you're a mom, consider assigning one-on-ones to each of your family members every week. This is the first tip of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. Moms tend to have this superpower. They somehow know which family members are most disconnected. So if you're a mom, one way to take advantage of that superpower is to assign one-on-ones to all of your family members, starting with the 2 family members who are most disconnected from one another. There are these 3 magic questions that we like to use to help our kids open up during family one-on-ones. This is tip number 2 of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. Okay, question number 1, what's been on your mind? Try to figure out what your kids are ruminating about and then ask great follow-up questions. And then we like to ask this question, how are you doing? Really? We want to take the conversation from just the mental into the emotional. Okay, question number 3 is this. How is your relationship with, and then fill in the blank, a family member, a friend? We want to figure out what is going on with your kids relationally. And the deepest question you could ask is, how is our relationship? How do you have a meaningful conversation with a 5-year-old? You're about to find out. This is tip number 3 of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. Younger kids are so fun to connect with, but they have no attention span, and oftentimes their self-awareness is really low. This is why when I want to have a conversation with a small child, I like the formula of activity plus question cards. There's lots of different question cards you can find on Amazon. I like to use this one called the Ungame for Kids. What I'll do is I'll grab 5 to 10 of these cards, and then we will go for an activity, go to a park, go on a walk, and just kind of flip through the cards and see which ones really draw them out. And this oftentimes will lead to an amazing conversation. Create a super simple, special tradition with each one of your kids. This is tip number 4 out of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. It starts by just picking a place, pick a park, pick an ice cream shop, go for a walk. And if you have an awesome conversation, just go back to that place over and over again. Your child will start to associate that place with a place they can just relax, open up, and share their inner world with you. And what's amazing is as they get older, those memories are going to stack in one place, and they'll cherish those memories for the rest of their lives. Do you know why assigning one-on-ones every week is so essential for building a family team? This one is tip number 5 of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. Look, I know some people feel like assigning one-on-ones feels way too structured for family life. And to be honest, I do wish that this tradition wasn't totally necessary. I wish that we just had these amazing, spontaneous conversations and just stayed connected all the time. But unfortunately, this just isn't reality for most families. Kids fall through the cracks all the time. And so we need to have a tradition that'll help protect this from happening to our family. So make sure that you permanently solve this problem and give one-on-ones a try. Did you know that you can train siblings to actually listen to one another? This is tip number 6 out of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. Let's face it, kids are self-focused. And if you just assign one-on-ones to your kids, they're probably going to blow that opportunity to connect without really clear training. So start by giving your kids training wheels, by establishing something special about the one-on-one, maybe a special drink or a special place on your property that your kids go to have deep conversations with each other. And then it's important to do some kind of listening training as a family. Sometimes you do this during a family meal or during a family meeting where you can share highs and lows and train your kids to ask each other good questions, to really dial into what the other sibling is saying. Because family is this one place where we're built to be fully known and fully loved. That's when kids really learn what listening is all about. There's a secret that really helps kids during the beginning of a one-on-one to really begin to open up and get over that initial resistance to sharing. This is our last tip out of 7 for how to master family one-on-ones. When you sit down face to face right at the beginning of a one-on-one, that could just be too overwhelming for so many kids. Don't expect your kids to jump into the deep end right away. Instead, think about starting the conversation side by side. This could mean going for a walk or going for a drive. This really lets kids relax, lets them kind of take their own time to figure out how they want to answer these kinds of questions. Just let your kids have a vote on the pacing of the conversation. And so after you spend some time side by side and they've begun to open up, that's a great time to kind of turn about halfway through and begin to have a conversation face to face.